GutPunched, Alzheimer's, and Caregivers. Navigating the insidious illness of Alzheimer's is something nobody asks for. The disease sneaks up on you and your loved one, and it feels like you've been sucker punched in the gut. Then you ask, where do we turn for help? Who do we call? What do we do? These questions and more are what we hope to answer and give you some direction and hope. Now let's join our host, Jeff Edwards.
Greetings and welcome. This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, episode 47, or I Love Music. How we doing this week? Good, I hope, and hope things are going in the right direction for you. Well, it looks like spring is on the way for many parts of the country. Daylight savings time is upon us. Did you change your clocks? This was the first year that I didn't turn my clocks ahead. I just wanted to hold on to that extra hour of sleep just a bit longer. Now, I knew I had to change them, and I usually do them before I retire in the evening, but I was so tired that day I was falling asleep in my chair, so I went to bed without pushing them ahead. And I woke up, felt great. I didn't lose that hour until later in the day, and I had to take an hour nap. So, I'm a music guy. Always have been, love all kinds, and I'd rather listen to music than watch TV or anything else, really. As the OJ sang in their 1976 hit song, I know we're going back now, I love music, any kind of music. I love music just as long as it's grooving, makes me laugh, makes me smile all the while. I love music, sweet, sweet music, long as it's swinging and all the joy that it's bringing. You should be thankful that I didn't try to sing that. I've got a horrible singing. I can't carry a note in a bucket. So, today we'll be talking about, you guessed it, music. We'll discuss an article, Music Soothes Depression in Dementia Patients. And then we'll look at some information about music having positive effects on individuals with Alzheimer's disease. And as an added note, have you seen the video that is available on YouTube about Henry Dyers, a 90-something Alzheimer's patient who loved Cab Calloway music? It's called Alive Inside, How the Magic of Music Proves Therapeutic for Patients with Alzheimer's and Dementia. If you want to be moved to tears, happy tears, then check it out after today's episode. Also coming up in today's episode, we will be talking with Molly Phillips, a musician, music educator, and board-certified music therapist who leads the Intermezzo Choir. The Intermezzo Choir was created specifically for those with Alzheimer's and dementia by the Fort Myers Symphonic Master Singers. And I think you're really going to enjoy this. Okay, GutPunched, Alzheimer's, and caregiver rules we follow. 1, you have to take care of yourself. Why? Because if something happens to you, who is going to take care of your loved one? And number 2, you can't do it alone. You need help. Find good caregiver groups or network with friends and relatives. It's very, very important. And 3, make a list of people, friends, relatives, coworkers who have offered to help you in time of need. And then make a listing of things you need done but can't do yourself because caregiving duties are overwhelming. Use the lists. Start at the top and keep going till you get what you need done. You're going to find it very helpful. Okay, are you ready to hear more about music and Alzheimer's? Let's begin in a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Here's an article from Newsmax, written by Dennis Thompson, and it was published on Friday, March 7th, 2025. Music soothes depression in dementia patients. Music therapy can help lift the spirits and ease depression in people with dementia, a new evidence review has found. Findings suggest that the music-based therapy probably improves depressive symptoms and might even improve behavioral issues by the end of treatment, researchers reported. This review increases our understanding of the effects of music therapy and strengthens the case for incorporating music in dementia care, particularly in care home settings, said lead investigator Jenny van der Steen, an associate professor of epidemiology at Leiden University Medical Center in the Netherlands. Music therapy offers benefits beyond those of other group activities, helping to support mood and behavior in a way that is engaging and accessible, even in later stages of dementia, Van der Steen continued in a news release. Quote, care home managers should consider integrating structured musical sessions as part of a person-centered approach to dementia care, she added, unquote. For their review, researchers pooled evidence from 30 studies involving more than 1,700 people. The studies looked at how music therapy might improve emotional well-being, quality of life, mood disturbances, behavioral problems, and thinking and memory skills. Most participants were in care homes with the therapy provided individually or in group settings. Researchers concluded that when compared to usual care providing people with dementia with at least 5 sessions of a music-based therapeutic intervention, probably improves depressive symptoms and may improve overall behavioral problems at the end of the treatment. Music therapy is unlikely to significantly improve other dementia-related symptoms like agitation, aggression, emotional well-being, or cognition, the results showed. However, when compared to other treatments, there is some evidence music therapy might improve social behavior and decrease anxiety. Music therapy is a drug-free way of helping people feel less sad and less anxious, co-author Annemieke Vink of Art Easy University of the Arts in the Netherlands said in a news release. She has first-hand experience delivering music therapy to people with dementia. She says, we hope that the higher quality of recent studies and increasing evidence-based will result in more attention being given to music therapy and other non-pharmacological approaches, she added. Looking at the effect sizes, music therapy is a reasonable alternative to pharmacological approaches and is much more person-centered. However, researchers said more studies are needed into the long-term effects of music therapy, particularly in the community settings outside care homes. The new study appears in the Cochrane database of systematic reviews.
We'll be right back to Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Greg met his mother at their weekly dinner spot. She was about 15 minutes late because she took a wrong turn. They chatted through the meal, and she mentioned that she stopped playing cards with her friends. After eating, she excused herself and asked directions to the ladies' room. Greg missed 3 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Did you? Know where Alzheimer's and all dementia hide. Learn more at alz.org/10signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association.
This is Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Music can have positive effects on individuals with Alzheimer's disease. Musical memory remains largely preserved, so music may help improve memory, social connection, and mood. Music can reduce agitation and improve behavioral issues in middle and late stages of the disease. Listening to or singing songs can provide emotional and behavioral benefits for people with Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia. And actively participating in music programs can boost memory and thinking skills, as well as improve emotional well-being and quality of life. Music therapy is used as a treatment for the improvement of cognitive function in people with dementia. The intervention based on listening to music presents the greatest effect on patients with dementia, followed by singing. Music therapy improves the quality of life of people with dementia. Music has a long-term effect on depression symptoms associated with dementia. This comes from the National Library of Medicine, Medicinal News Today. What we like about this, it talks about singing and how singing affects people with dementia. Benefits. The power of music is widely recognized as a source of solace and joy for people across cultures and generations. When it comes to individuals diagnosed with neurocognitive disorders, the impact of music, and particularly singing, is even more important. It's emotional. Singing engages the brain's emotional centers, promoting the release of endorphins and dopamine, which are known to improve mood, reduce anxiety, and enhance overall emotional well-being. It serves as an outlet for self-expression, enabling individuals to convey their emotions and connect with others on an emotional level. Cognitive. Singing engages cognition through the memory recall, language processing, attention, and executive functioning. Regular singing can strengthen those cognitive abilities and may help slow down the decline typically associated with neurocognitive disorders. Studies have shown that singing can enhance memory, language fluency, and both verbal and nonverbal communication skills. Social. Group singing activities create a sense of community and foster social interaction among participants to combat feelings of loneliness and isolation. Singing provides an avenue for social engagement, companionship, and support. It encourages interpersonal connections and strengthens meaningful relationships. Physical. Singing involves controlled breathing techniques, which help improve respiratory function and lung capacity. It also promotes better posture, muscle control, and coordination. Engaging in regular singing exercises can contribute to enhanced physical well-being and overall vitality. And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Little history. The Intermezzo Choir began in January of 2020 as an outreach of the Fort Myers Symphonic Master Singers, the only known program of its kind in Southwest Florida, serving individuals with Alzheimer's disease and other related dementia. Intermezzo choir singers, caregivers, and volunteers alike have expressed gratitude and joy in having the opportunity to make music together. Through weekly rehearsals with board-certified music therapist Molly Phillips, the Intermezzo Choir provides a positive social and emotional outlet. Together, the choir works on vocal techniques against the backdrop of both new and familiar music. Active participation, the friendly atmosphere, and life-enriching engagement are benefits of the Intermezzo Choir for all singers. Group attendance also allows for some much-needed camaraderie and respite for care partners. Molly Phillips is a musician, music educator, and board-certified music therapist. She holds a master's degree from the University of Georgia in music education with an emphasis in music therapy. Molly has worked with a variety of clients, students, and community members of all ages and diverse backgrounds. Her education in both therapeutic and traditional teaching methods combine to provide a unique approach. She encourages individual exploration and creativity within a person-centered environment. She looks forward to discovering the many talents and abilities within the Intermezzo Choir and will work to increase community awareness and support for singers living with a neurocognitive diagnosis and their care partners. Greetings, Molly. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Can you give us some background on how the Intermezzo Choir was formed?
Sure. There was a music therapist. Her name was Jan Malika, who was singing with the Master Singers and saw a need in the community for an opportunity for these great talented singers and the Master Singers to share their talents with this population of adults living with Alzheimer's and dementia. So once she saw that need, she put boots to the ground and really worked hard to start this wonderful, wonderful choir. And it's just kind of snowballed from there.
Good. Now, how did you become involved with this?
My husband was actually diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and Lewy body dementia about 2 years ago. And we began going to Intermezzo just as singers, as members of the group. My background is in music education and in music therapy. And once Jan discovered that, she wanted to get me involved. As time went on, she's going to be moving out of the area. They thought I'd be a perfect fit for the group.
Well, from what I've seen and heard, you are. That's
Thank you.
Your title is music therapist. What is a music therapist?
A music therapist is someone who utilizes music to achieve non-musical goals. honestly, my goal with this group is not to create amazing singers. My goal with this group is to achieve opportunities to socialize, to limit isolation, to have an opportunity to discuss with peers about their diagnosis, and to kind of interact with people in a very natural way, which is really important. So those are the goal areas. It's actually not the outcome of producing amazing musicians, even though that's a byproduct of achieving some of these goals. But music therapists focus on goals that are not related to music itself.
One of the things that I've been fascinated by is the connection of music to long-term memory. And we did an episode way back when, episode 11, about it. Later in this program, I'm going to bring a couple of those things into this whole conversation that we're having. Do all the members of your choir have memory issues? You know, I've met a couple of them, and some of them you can't tell. It's great.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the goals, is to just have kind of an organic, natural setting. The diagnosis is not at the forefront of the interactions that are happening. So there are several members of the choir who are diagnosed and living with a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia. But the group also encompasses the care providers, care partners that come with them, and also the members of the Fort Myers Master Singers. It's an opportunity for them to connect with this population and to provide assistance, call it side-by-side singers, who help them literally, so we're on the same page, develop natural relationships with them. So it's a really nice mixture, and it's a great sample of the community.
You really can't tell, which is really a very interesting thing.
Music is at the core of what everyone's there to participate in. So even though we discuss and talk about, supports in the community or opportunities to attend different functions related to Alzheimer's and dementia, the focus really isn't about the disease itself. But again, it's just about that community choir. We're just coming together as musicians. And that's kind of the focus that we want to have, is that at the core, we're all singers. So I try to encourage that.
Come together, join in singing.
Come together, join in singing.
Come together, join in singing. Let your voices.
Come together, join in singing, let your voices.
Ooh, all right, we're going to take it all the way through. Come together, join in singing, let your voices now be ringing.
Come together, join in singing, let your voices now be ringing.
Very good. Can you do without looking?
The choir has a performance coming up on March 26th. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But how far in advance do you start practicing and teaching the new songs?
So we do 2 12-week sessions, one in the fall and one in the spring. And 12 weeks is a really nice amount of time to work up the amount of songs that we perform. And it is performance-driven, which is also really motivating as a singer. You have a goal to work toward, to be able to perform for an audience of loved ones and families and friends. And these songs, we're able to kind of work through these 12 sessions. But in those 12 sessions, we build in a little social time, too, where we break for a little snack, and we're able to kind of decompress after working for, maintaining that focus for a period of time. We build that into our 12 weeks as well.
How do you select the songs? Do the members of the choir help pick them?
Well, that's an interesting question. And I have not yet asked the choir their input in terms of the songs, but I like that idea. I think that's actually a lot of fun. I come up with a theme. So, music therapists tend to be very theme oriented. We like to have things that kind of connect in some way. So that can kind of help in discussion or spark some conversation. And this theme for our upcoming concert is called On the Brighter Side of Life.
Here, let's sing.
Sing
songs connect in some way to that theme. And we've done some really great themes in the past. Our last one was called Seize the Day, and it was all ocean-related songs, sea shanties, that kind of thing. So the theme kind of ties that all together, that it really sparks some conversation, and also to kind of get us in the same mindset, so that we're not just bouncing from song to song. We're actually tying things together that cognitively make sense.
It did, and now I understand why the songs I heard were what you picked. One of the many things that I did notice is at the start of the rehearsal, you got stretch and clap and do vocal warm-ups, and they seemed to enjoy it. It was actually fun to watch.
Yeah.
I should have gotten up and done it too because I needed to stretch. They seem to enjoy it. And what are your thoughts on this? Is this very helpful or not?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So movement is directly tied to our brain and how we learn. And it's really an opportunity to wake up that brain through a whole body experience. That kinetic energy, we want to get things moving. And that movement piece is actually a really important part of teaching and learning and being able to sing. And as a singer, just your physical body needs to be in a relaxed state in order to produce some really great sounds. So not only is it fun and really engaging, but it's actually helping us on so many different levels that cognitively makes sense. Just a really, really nice way to get everybody involved in waking up their minds and getting us oriented to what that we're going to be doing next.
Can you tell us about your upcoming performance? When, where? Is there a cost?
Well, actually, it's free to the public. And the beautiful thing is the Fort Myers Master Singers really believes in this concept of a lifetime of music. And this is such a crucial piece to achieving that mission. And so they feel like it's a really nice way to kind of give back to our community by offering it as a free concert. And the theme, like I had mentioned, is called The Brighter Side of Life. And I am so excited to be featuring the Sunshine Bluegrass Band from Shell Point that's going to be accompanying us for the second half of our performance. Now, these songs are going to be songs that you'll probably recognize from maybe some old church songs. They're very Appalachian inspired, and some really great bluegrass kind of things like I'll Fly Away and You Are My Sunshine. Some familiar songs, but also some new ones, because we're never at a point in our life where we can't learn something new. So I think it's going to be a nice variety. There's going to be some really great music that happens. So we'd love to have everyone join us on March 26th, which is a Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. at St. Hilary's Episcopal Church, right on the corner of Colonial and McGregor. It's free. We'd love to have you there.
There you go. And the audience can expect what from the choir?
Well, I think it's going to be some really fun music. I think you're actually going to be inspired by hearing this choir. It's a really heartwarming, encouraging opportunity to see people who struggle on a daily basis to get through even the simple tasks of life, that are able to come together and produce an hour's worth of really quality, really great music. So I think you're going to be inspired by this group.
What's your website address?
mastersingersfm.com. Yeah, and that takes you right to the Master Singers website. So mastersingersfm.com. And our phone number is 239-288-2535. And you can leave a message at that and someone will give you a call back with some more information or to answer any questions you might have about this group or even the Master Singers at large.
Now, one final thing. Do you have a heartwarming experience you or the members have experienced during and while participating in the activity? Something that stands out?
Yeah, so honestly, every week I feel like there is a situation that happens that is very heartwarming and uplifting. But one person in particular comes to mind who's a newer member of the choir. And just speaking with her husband, he was saying this is her happy place. This is the place where she really looks forward to coming and being herself for our hour and a half out of the week. And he just said he sees such a difference in her. And I think the piece that touched my heart was saying that he hadn't seen her smile like this in a really long time. So music was bringing her such joy that he was seeing that glimpse of her happy self.
Great.
And we're so glad. Yeah, we were so glad to hear that.
They're being social, and one of the things that they need is to have a social experience along with the other things, but they're out with other people doing the same thing, all having fun. I think it's great. I can't wait to go. I'm going to be there. I don't know if I'll be in the front row, but I'll be there.
Okay, sounds good.
Molly, thank you very much for your time, and it's very much appreciated. Look forward to the concert March 26th at St. Hilary's Church with the Intermezzo Choir. Thanks again.
Very good. Well, thanks for having me, and we can't wait to see everybody there.
We'll be right back to Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
My grandmother had Alzheimer's, and I remember we were all in the hospital room, and for like 10 seconds she recognized who we were, and then it was gone. So it's like a thief. It's taking away memories and who you are as a person. Over 5.5 million Americans have Alzheimer's. That number may double by 2050. For more information, visit rightfocus.org.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Hope you enjoyed our look into the Intermezzo Choir with its uplifting, positive, life-changing experiences. It helps so many people in so many ways. Well, on our next episode, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Maybe reminisce a bit. I just realized earlier this week that we've been doing Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers for 1 year now. We've talked with so many people, and we've had many more contribute to the efforts to bring information and resources to as many people in need as we can. And that is something we will continue to do every episode. If you know someone who might be a good guest or someone who has a unique story to tell of their journey, have them contact us. We'd love to talk with them. For more information, you can check out the Alzheimer's Support Network at alzsupport.org/about-us. To find your local chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, you can visit alz.org/local resources, find your local chapter, or call their toll-free hotline at 1-800-272-3900. That's 1-800-272-3900. The Dubin Center is dubincenter.com. Dr. Perry's HealthSpan Partners website is healthspansouthwestflorida.com. And for more information on the guide, it's probably easier to just Google it, Edge it, or DuckDuckGo it. Now, if there's a topic you'd like to hear more about, let us know. The website is gutpunch.com, and the email address is gutpunchedac@outlook.com. Help us grow and share this podcast with others who may need information and resources. There is help and hope out there for them. Thanks for joining us, and please come back again. God bless.
This has been Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, with your host, Jeff Edwards. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to us on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple, Pandora, and more. If you have a question or want to get in touch, our email is gutpunchedac@outlook.com.